Story 1. My influencer mom made us wear no photos hoodie. I am a teenager, and my mom is kind of famous on Instagram and blogging. She had a mommy blog all when I was growing up, and of course me and my sister were always involved. It sucks, because there's so much out there about us, and it's what's gonna come up when I'm looking for a job, when I'm dating, when anyone looks up my name. I found a website that will print custom jackets, print all over the front and back and arms, and I ordered some hoodies that say a bunch of phrases all over them. No photos, no videos, I do not consent to be photographed, no means no, respect my privacy, no cameras, no profiting off my image. It sounds silly, but it looks pretty sick actually. I got one for me and one for my 9-year-old sister who's started to not always want photos. And I guess the idea is that my mom can't take good-looking pictures, even candid ones with us in the hoodies, without them having a pretty strong message that we don't want to be in pictures. My mom was mad when they showed up and really mad when I'm wearing mine. Like she says, she just wants pictures to remember my young years by. She won't post ones without asking. But I know that's a whole mess anyways. She always says that and then negotiates me into letting her post, like either by saying that's how she makes income, so if I want money for something, to stop arguing about pictures, or posting without asking and then saying, I thought it would be okay because your face wasn't visible / you're just in the background, etc. And I'm always like, no, you don't think. If you thought at all, you'd remember what I said I want. No new pictures of me or mentions of me online. Remove all pictures that include me that you've ever posted and delete any writing that mentions me. I am just so fed up and upset that my mom is mad at me for wearing my new hoodie every day. She's mad I won't take it off for any event and think it's inappropriate to wear certain things. I know it's really weird looking, but it feels like my only option. To add a couple more things, she also says all the mentions of consent and no means no and this body is my own, sorry I forgot to mention that one earlier, imply something more inappropriate and that it is really inappropriate to wear those words out in public. We've also fought about me wearing it to family events and school events with a generally dressier dress code because it looks like a gangster hoodie. I don't know what to say to that, but I don't agree. Am I the a-hole for always wearing my no photo hoodie? You're not the a-hole. At all. Your mom is the a-hole for not respecting that. I mean, in general, I have a problem with parents who choose to sort of commodify their children in this way. Like, I know it's like, oh, these are my kids and I can choose how to raise them. But when your kids become an integral part of how you make money, it doesn't feel right to me. I mean, because in actual, like, acting and film and stuff, you know, like SAG-AFTRA and stuff, like, there are a bunch of things worked into that to protect kids. And even still, a lot of kids who go through acting end up a little bit messed up. It's not a great system. So with stuff like Instagram, there's none of that stuff in place. Parents are just using their kids as a means to make money. And I think it can be hard for a parent to, like, draw a line. Like, I don't know. So that's a whole different thing. But the fact that you are old enough to express that you don't want to be a part of this and she's still trying to, like, convince you or just not listening to you is gross. A parent needs to respect their kid. I don't care if you're not 18. You still have a right to autonomy in your body and stuff. And for her to also be like, oh, well, that's a bad thing to wear in public because it could, you know, imply something more inappropriate. Do you not want your kids to, like, have that message? Like, that's a good message, even referring to stuff beyond the photos and everything. Like, it's still, I mean, it's not a comfortable message to hear, but it's important. So, I don't know. No matter how you paint this, Mom, stop it. And person who's posting this, keep on wearing that hoodie. Heck, make a whole fashion line about it. Make your own money. Don't give your mom any. Story 2. My ex-husband who cheated on me with my sister emailed me after 6 years. Oh. My ex-husband who cheated on me with my sister emailed me after 6 years. I, 33 female, met my ex-husband Dan, 50 male. 50 female, almost 15 years ago at a restaurant when I was celebrating my 18th birthday. He was really nice, charming, and mature. He made me feel loved and special. For some context, I grew up in a dysfunctional family. My mom and dad used to always fight. My dad would sometimes go out and not come back for months. He died when my sister Abby, 25 female, was born. My mom was way too fond of Abby since her birth rather than me. Abby was basically babied by my mother. She didn't neglect me at all, always did her best as a mother and provided for me, but I always felt sometimes missing. After Dan came to my life, I didn't feel like there was something missing from me. He supported me, he was caring, he would always buy me gifts and take me out on long drives. I felt complete when I was with him. We got married after dating for 4 years. I wanted to start a family right away, but Dan encouraged me to do my master's and helped me build my career. He wanted us to be in a stable position financially before we started thinking about having kids. Seriously, he was the best guy I could even ask for. After 5 years of being happily married, I discovered that my husband was cheating on me with Abby. I discovered the affair when my husband made an excuse that he'll go out of town for a week, but he stayed in town and he booked a hotel room where he and Abby can have intercourse. This has been going on for 6 months behind my back. I was really devastated. Abby and I were close growing up. I loved her and cared for her. How could she do this to me? After D-Day, Dan and I had a fight. I asked how he could do this to me, that too with my sister who just turned 19. He said he didn't love me anymore, that I didn't give him enough attention, that I'm not the same girl he fell in love with. Between this mess, I discovered that I was pregnant, but due to the stress, I lost the baby. He didn't even care enough to visit me at the hospital when I lost our child. He was having a weekend getaway with my sister. I should have seen the signs. Abby would always be touchy with Dan. Dan would sometimes stare at her, but it is still very disturbing to me. My mother, as usual, took Abby's side and told me to just make peace with it. I wanted to kill myself because I had no one left, lost my child and my husband, my whole family. Then my best friend Tina, my savior, came to my rescue. She was moving to another state and asked me to come with her. I said yes. I was already divorced at that point, and we lived in a small town, so I would obviously run into my ex and my sister. It took me a while to settle into my new life in a different state, but I met some kind people there. It helped me heal some trauma. I still have trust issues. I met my now husband, Tony, 32 male, after 1 year of moving to the new place. I was really hesitant and kept my guard up, but he showed me that he is trustworthy and loves me a lot. I was so happy with him that I almost forgot about the life I had back in my hometown. His parents were really welcoming and generous people. We got married a year ago. I'm now pregnant with our first child. Yesterday, I got an email from my ex, Dan. It just brought back all the bad memories. I'm just paraphrasing his email. He mentioned that he misses me. He tried to find me but couldn't. He's very miserable with my sister. She's very dumb and doesn't care about him like I do. I used to bake him a cake and throw birthdays for him, but Abby only texted him happy birthday and didn't even bother to buy him a cake. Plus, she's very rude. She doesn't respect him. She's always at the bar with her friends. He also mentions that she has cheated on him 5 times already. The last affair was with his cousin. Our mother also doesn't stop her. He will soon file for a divorce, but lately he's been missing me a lot. He wants us to try again as a couple. He wants us to become a family just like before. Since I do not have social media except for Instagram, which is private, he probably doesn't know that I'm married and I have a baby on the way. I don't know if I should feel pity for him or just laugh because the grass on his side is very brown rather than green. Just laugh. Just laugh and forget about him. He is not worth your time. This person cheated on you for 6 months and said that he doesn't love you anymore. To cheat on someone for 6 months and to not think that you love them, like, if he doesn't love you anymore, he should have talked to you before ever cheating and gotten separated. And if he made the mistake of cheating and realized it was because he doesn't love you, then he should also talk to you right away and break things off. But he cheated for a long time. That's not a good thing. I know he did other good things and people can put on a front like that, but he screwed up. You don't owe him anything. He was a jerk. And the fact that he is only now reaching out after 6 years when the person that he left you for is now not as good as he thought. I mean, Too bad for him. If he really truly cared about you as a person, he would have tried to contact you earlier and been like, I feel just miserable. Anything. But no, he doesn't care. He misses the comfort he had with you. He misses, the consistency and, just everything you provided for him. But he doesn't miss you and in the way that, no, just no. Screw him. Story 3. He wanted all his stuff back? So I made sure he got for everything. So, my last relationship was beyond bad. He was all sorts of abusive and controlling. At one point, I had the strength to break up with him, but then we got back together after we discovered some things. Stupid, I know, but yeah, love and all that. Well, anyways, one of the things we agreed on was that he and I would stop drinking alcohol because he was beyond crazy aggressive when he drank, and I wanted to support his sobriety. This is really important. Fast forward about 8 months or so, and we got into a huge fight, and I not only broke up with him, I kicked him out of the house and told him he wasn't ever allowed back inside. We'd been living together over a year at this point, so his mom got in touch with me about getting his stuff. While on the phone with her, I could hear him in the background saying, "Make sure they get everything I own or bought. I want it all back." Apparently even stuff he gifted me he wanted back, but honestly I didn't care. I was happy to get rid of anything related to him. While cleaning our room up and gathering everything, I started to come across numerous bottles and cans of alcohol. It seems he had been drinking again and he was hiding all the while and was hiding the evidence in the room. I mean, he was hiding them under the bed, in his guitar case, rolled up in his clothes, and some old backpacks of mine, and so on and so forth. He had said he wanted everything of his, so any bottle and the few unopened cans I found went straight into one of the garbage bags of all his stuff. By the time I had gathered everything up, I had 3 bags of stuff, and one was basically all just the alcohol. Dropping them off was just so satisfying. He actually called moments after I left his parents' place, ranting about how petty and immature I was being. My response? Well, you wanted all your stuff back, and those definitely weren't mine. Plus, I figured you'd probably need a drink to deal with the breakup. I promptly ended the call and blocked him on everything. Most satisfying thing I've ever done. Yeah, I mean, if he's gonna, lie about that, and, let us first say, alcoholism is a disease, and people like that oftentimes do need help, whether it be, an official program or however it is that, might suit you. I do feel sympathy for people dealing with that kind of stuff. It is a tough thing to kick. But if you're going to break up and he's going to be petty and be like, I want everything back, yeah, give him that stuff. Put that back in his face because honestly, the only way he's going to get better is to confront that stuff and admit he has a problem. And if you can package all of that stuff in with his stuff and be like, here's all your stuff, including your problem, maybe he can admit it. Maybe him being with his parents, they can be like, what the hell? And help him out if he's willing to get that help. So yeah, no, I think you definitely made the right move. And I hope you can find someone who treats you a little better. Story 4. Am I the a-hole for refusing to dry my bras in my bedroom and telling my flatmate to shut up? Obligatory throwaway so men don't message me about my boobs on my regular account, plus I'm on mobile, so sorry if formatting is weird. So the other day, one of my flatmates, with whom I have up until this point had neither a positive nor negative relationship, sent me this long text that started with, "We need to talk about the laundry situation." This was a bit confusing since I wasn't aware of any particular laundry situation. The rest of the text was her telling me that I need to keep my bras out of the laundry room because apparently when she had her boyfriend over, he went in there and saw my bras hanging up to dry on the drying rack and was so shocked, intrigued, whatever, that he checked the effing tags. I have no idea if this is normal male behavior, but it creeped me out to read, to see the size, and then wouldn't stop talking about it. I responded with, basically, then tell your boyfriend to keep his hands off my crap and shut up. Flatmate did not consider this an adequate response and told me that I should keep my adult entertainment star bras in my room because it's apparently inappropriate to dry them in the laundry room. At this point, I was quite annoyed. I don't wear adult entertainment star bras. I just have very large breasts. And they're a literal constant source of annoyance and back pain. The bras in question were totally normal, but apparently them being a UK 34H made them inappropriate. I told her that I'm not going to try to dry my bras in my room since it's tiny and we have a perfectly good drying rack in the laundry room, which is for laundry, and that both she and her boyfriend need to get over it and grow up. I know that this wasn't terribly diplomatic, but I felt like she was much ruder than I was. I didn't really think about it in the next day, but now it's been 3 days and she's completely ignoring me, so I'm wondering if I misjudged the situation. Am I the a-hole? Your response may have been a little bit terse and, maybe not the nicest, but her reaction to you having your bras drying in the laundry room is absurd. Her boyfriend, looking at your bras and then just talking about your breasts and stuff, is not a you problem. It is a her boyfriend problem. Guys can just see bras and not just be like, bras, boobs, bras, boobs. He's not having self-control. Her problem should be with him, and she's just projecting it onto you because she doesn't want to deal with the fact that her boyfriend is being a creep. It's a laundry room. It's just clothes. It's not like you're walking around with just naked in front of the boyfriend like, hey guys, just going to the fridge to get some milk and everything. Anyone want anything? No! You're hanging your laundry in the... Holy crap, people. You're allowed to just be mad at your significant others when they're being gross and not just be like, well, it must be someone else's fault because I certainly wouldn't date someone who's a friggin' creep. Yeah, you would. Please leave your story in the comments. I would love to make a video on them in the future. Also, don't forget to like and subscribe.